Good evening, dear ladies and gentlemen. So at the outset, let me welcome you all for today's special lecture series session. It's about Indianization of field of practicum in social work. As you are aware that Bharatiya Samajkara Parishad, it is a national body which is set to discuss more about Indianizing and indigenization of social work curriculum. So with this intention, the Bharatiya Samajkara Parishad has attended for many academic events. So today also we have such a great event and interaction with the well-known national acclaimed Professor A.N. Singh. So we'll be interacting and we'll be sharing his ideas about the Indianization of field of practicum. So with this context, we have joined dear friends. So almost all we have 122 years of international history of social work education and 84 years of experience in social work education in the country. So, but still, we are in a model of getting the imported and Eurocentric models which have been replicated. So, where exactly the theories have been taken out and what we are teaching is purely on the Eurocentric model. So, with this purpose, Bharat Samaja Karya Parishad is purely working to give the Indian touch for the social work education and social work practicum. So, in such a condition, today we will be exclusively discussing about Indianization of social work education and particularly in field work practicum. So today we have with us Professor A.N. Singh, well-known National Professor of Social Work Education, and moreover we have our Honorable Vice Chancellor of Tumakuru University and President of Bharatiya Samajkara Parishad, Professor Y.S. Siddhagowda sir, who is very keen and instrumental in installing this particular national body to see that after 84 years of long duration, we will see the change and let us have the Indian touch for this particular social work curriculum. So with this context, when our Honorable VC sir asked for Professor A.N. Singh, so he was ready with this content, and today is the day we are making the event possible. So with this particular small beginning, may I request Professor D.P. Singh sir to formally welcome the President of the Samajkara Parishad and also the research person of the event. May I request Professor D.P. Singh sir to propose the welcome note for this particular event. Professor D.P. Singh sir, please.
So thank you, Dr. Parsuman. And Honorable President, Bharatiya Samaj Karya Parishad, Dr. Y.S. Siddhagowda, a dear friend of mine, and always, he has been always guiding us and holding us in this whole movement. And it is indeed an absolute pleasure for me to introduce one of my teachers in Kurukshetra University, Dr. A.N. Singh. On this day today, it is honestly, I'm feeling honored to be before you to introduce him to you from the platform of Bharatiya Samaj Karya Parishad. And before I formally get into his curriculum vitae, which is very huge, I may thank him for having agreed to come onto this platform and given his unconditional support in this whole, yagna of Bharatiyakarana of social work. And I look forward, and we as a team look forward to him, in future as well. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. A.N. Singh, prior to coming to Kurukshetra University, he had a brief stint in NIPSID also in Delhi. And then he came in 1982 in Kurukshetra University when this department of social work was actually established in 1981. So in that sense, he was one of the founding teachers of social work, faculty in Kurukshetra University. And he remained there till 2006. And from there on, he went to Kashi Vidyapith. And in Kurukshetra University, he has a very, distinguished academic career. He was instrumental in establishing another department in Haryana, which is in this Guru Nanak Khalsa College at Yamunanagar. So he was actually one of the founding, members of the team which established that MSW program in Guru Nanak Dev College in Yamunanagar. So he was associated with this program. And then thereafter, in 1987, that department was established there in Yamunanagar. So during his tenure in Kurukshetra University, he was the chairman of the department for 3 times. And besides this, he was the director of the fieldwork component in that department. And till the time he left the department for Kashi Vidyapit, he was consistently been working rigorously for strengthening the fieldwork program in Kurukshetra University. And besides various academic activities in this department, I had this fortune of being a student during my stay there from 1992 to 1994, and then thereafter I also did my PhD with him, which I did in 1999 to 2002. So I had that extra benefit of knowing Dr. A.N. Singh as a student, not only in MA as also in PhD. In the Kashi Vidyapit, he started his career in 2006, and he was one of the youngest professor in the open merit, and he has the distinction of being dean of the social sciences there. Alongside, he was also the director of a Gandhian institute in that campus, alongside the director field work there also. He was he has the distinction of being the in charge vice chancellor of that university many a times, being the senior most professor in that university. And to his credit, Dr. Singh has 10 books published by various reputed publishers from India. And besides this, he also has published around more than 60 research articles and papers in various journals of repute. He has also a distinction of organizing various seminars and conferences and workshops and trainings during his career, spanning over more than 3 decades, both at Kurukshetra University as also in Kashi Vidyapit. On the personal front, because I, being his student in PhD and also in MSW, as I previously mentioned, I found him a very humble person, and he's truly down to earth, a very caring person. Oh yeah, I had that opportunity of having had his personal care for my career, for my academics, and hand holding in every thick and thin. He's always ready to go an extra mile to steer his students and friends in all thick and thin. And he has been his association personally with me for over now more than 25 years has been very enriching. As and when I had some confusions, and as and when I find some problems, I always give him a call in all at midnight, and he's always I never seen him under stress. He's always so forthcoming, he's always so open, he's always so caring and helping, and I always fall back on him. And he never treat me as a student. He's always give him the due respect of his being his colleague, and he treat me as his partner, rather than that going into that senior junior sort of thing which we normally have. So I always choose to talk to him whenever I feel free, and he's always enriching. And I'm really delighted today. I know from my core of heart, I must admit that I'm really delighted to have been on this platform to introduce one of my good teachers, a good human being, and a great person. And I really love, and I'm looking forward to a enlightening session today. And he will be speaking, ladies and gentlemen, on fieldwork, Indianization of fieldwork, and he has a rich experience, and through his illustrations, I think this session should be a vibrant session. And I now hand over the floor to Dr. Parsuraman. Parsuraman, please, over to you.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So thank you very much for your heartfelt welcome for this particular gathering, sir. So we also welcome you for this particular event. You are also very much instrumental and motivational in taking all the team of Bharatiya Samaja Karya Parishad. So with this, a small formal welcome. Now, one is why students are avoiding fieldwork in schools of social work, and second one is why deterioration of fieldwork is there nowadays. With the kind permission of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, I will try to address these two issues. Madam Pratibha Mishra, with reference to these two questions, what I suggest is that maybe more than the student, the social work educator will be more responsible for that. As Professor A.N. Singh sir was mentioning about designing the training modules, developing the skills and competencies required for social work, particularly field of practicum. So if you don't create interest and interested modules in particularly field work, definitely so students try to avoid. That's the one reason. One, we have to create the interest among the students, and we have to design the modules. Third point is that in selecting the agencies, what normally we were doing from last 20 years being a social work educator, we try to place the students in the agencies where we have more qualified social work people who can train our student. So in selection of agencies will also be one criteria when to say that. So here in department also we have to try them to develop the interest, and the agencies what normally we place. So here also we have to see that we try to engage the students in a very good agency where they can get much training on the proposed area. So these are the two questions. I can request Professor D.P. Singh sir to add any issues which are there.
With regard to the field work, why students are not taking interest?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's a very subjective question. Actually, we can't generalize this thing across all the students. There are bright students, there are mediocre students, there are less interested students, there are uninterested students, and so on. This is a very heterogeneous group. Just as we are heterogeneous as teachers, so are the students. So at the outset, I cannot fully agree to say that all the students are disinterested. And going by what madam is saying, so I would only say that people take interest which is interesting. No, people will not take interest something which is boring. So therefore the onus I'll always put on the faculty of the social work, that is their responsibility to make make it interesting. Maybe there is a gap, a lot of gap there in the classroom teaching and the fieldwork situations, and we thrust upon our own indoctrinations with our own professional authority rather than the consensus of the students. And the students are smart enough to know what is true and what is false, and they are the real judge of what we are doing. If they are not interested, maybe the fieldwork is boring, and that is up to us to see how we can improve. See, fieldwork is a signature pedagogy of social work, and how well we are managing and handling this fieldwork component is there to see for all of us. It is less said than better. So I'll not in a way blame students for what they are doing. I'll blame me in the first place for what the students are doing. So we will have to actually enrich. That is what is all debate is all about. There are so much of gap in between what you are speaking in the classroom, within the four walls, and outside in the field work. So there is no contextualization. There is nothing of the things which come from top, bottom to top. We are thrusting things from top to bottom, and we are not evolving things from the bottom to the top. If we have certain models of practice which are evolved through our own research and through our own practice, and we hand over these models to them, and we actually go there in the field and be good demonstrators, good coach, okay, and good guide, as we say. There are multiple roles of social work faculty as also the social work trainees. So this can be made interesting. If they are not taking interest, or that is a reflection on us. That is my answer to this. Thank you.
Yeah,
Sir,
we will wind it up. Many suggestions have come from this particular session, sir. Professor Kanagarajan has mentioned about we need to organize national conference on Bharatiyakarana Field Work Practicum module, which is very much on welcome note. And also many of them have requested for the same. And
very good.
second point is that few sessions are developing the modules, training modules on field work practicum and manuals for this particular purpose. Both are welcoming note for this particular
Yes, fieldwork manual.
Yeah, so developing the manual and developing the training modules and developing the training contents which have been identified this particular by session, sir. So like that, many of the sessions have been also given. So maybe the president and the office bearers will take care about these particular issues, and we are also there. So maybe this particular event on developing the content, particularly in field of practicum, must be the outcome of this particular conference. So with this, I think we can wind up the session. Already 1.5 hours we have spent, 1.5 hour fruitful hours we have spent, and we have opened up many issues. And since, as per my experience, by developing the theories and developing the theories which are related to Indianization, will be of good choice. But since ours is a practice profession, since we have to mention that all the theories need to be brought for practice purpose, fieldwork becomes very important part of our profession. So with this, we have to develop many of the issues, and maybe one particular session may not be very much sufficient for us. The guidelines and suggestions given by Professor A.N. will be the guidelines for our manuals and the contents. So hopefully we will be looking many more sessions like this. And as requested by Professor Vishnudas, I will be handling one more session on challenges of Indianizing the fieldwork practicum. So maybe that will be the next session what we will be having. So with this kind words and the 1.5 hours spent by Honorable Professor A.N. Singh, very learned and very senior most social work educator of the country. We are very happy to see you, of long time, and particularly connecting you all will be the credit of our Honorable Vice Chancellor and Professor D.P. Singh sir and the Professor Vishnudas. So we are very grateful to you, sir. So your words on Indianization of fieldwork practicum was like a guiding lines for us, and your words are recorded and documented. On behalf of the Bharatiya Samaja Karya Parishad and Tumkur University, and on behalf of Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor D.P. Singh, we thank you very much for being with us on this particular event and guiding us and motivating us to see that whatever challenges are there will be taken up. So we also thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Y.S. Siddhagowda sir for being with us, and also especially our senior social work educator Professor D.P. Singh sir was eagerly waiting to interact with us, particularly with Guru, and it was a very happy moment to see Guru and the Rishi on the same platform, where we more believe about the Sarve Jana Sukhina Bhavantu, and also so we want to see all of you on Tumkur University platform. Once again, I thank all the audience for their patience listening with us for 1.5 hours. Once again, on behalf of Bharatiya Samaja Karya Parishad and office bearers, I thank you all, and with the kind permission, we will exit from the session. Thank you very much.
Thank you.